morning. Today, 9th will be conducting a special assembly to celebrate the birth anniversary of Padmashree, Dr.Vitthalrao Vikhe Patil. Let's begin the assembly with a prayer.
The thought for the day is education breeds confidence. Confidence breeds hope. Hope breeds peace. Now there is a short explanation to elaborate this thought. Education can create peaceful societies by strengthening the teaching and understanding of shared knowledge, values, and attitudes, enabling individuals to live together in diverse environments. Thank you.
Some facts about Dr. Vikhe Patil. Dr. Vitthalrao Vikhe Patil was the founder of Asia's first cooperative sugar factory in India at Loni, Maharashtra. It was commissioned in 1950. He was awarded the Padmashree in appreciation of his life's work with the cooperative movement in 1961. He was felicitated with D.Litt by the University of Pune in 1978 and a doctorate in science in 1979 by Mahatma Phule Krishi Vidyapith, Rahul. The government even issued a postage stamp on Dr. Vitthalrao Vikhe Patil on 10th August 2002. He was also the person who started the first English medium boarding school in Maharashtra.
Significance of the day. We are also celebrating Raksha Bandhan today. This festival is also known as Rakhi Purnima as it falls on a full moon night on the holy month of Shravan. It is the celebration of the bond existing between the brother and the sister with handcrafted Rakhi. The Rakhi thread symbolizes love, affection, care, respect, and adoration which siblings hold in their hearts for each other.
Hello everyone. Greetings from Vikhe Patil Memorial School. I'm Uma Shankar.
I'm Leena.
Welcome to the show Coffee with the Board.
Uma Shankar, what is the special occasion?
It's the birth anniversary of Padmashree Dr. Vitthalrao Vikhe Patil today.
That's great. So, who are these special guests?
We have the board members of Dr. Vikhe Patil Foundation Pune on our show today.
Okay, why to wait then?
Let's call upon our first guest. He's none other than Dr. Ashok Vikhe Patil, Chairman, Dr. Vikhe Patil Foundation Pune. Welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, sir.
Ma'am,
Welcome, sir.
thank you.
Have a seat.
Sir, as grandson of Padmashree, you may have lots of fond memories of Padmashree Vitthalrao Vikhe Patil. Can you tell us something about the time you spent with your grandfather?
Whatever I am today, what my values are today, they are because of Padmashree. Because I was the eldest grandson and I actually learned to walk by holding his hand or finger, whatever you call it. And so I used to sleep with him, eat my breakfast with him, bathe with him, go to the farms with him, go to the sugar factory with him. So I learned a lot of things, or all the value systems from him, and how, what is empathy, what is love.
Did you get any scolding from him, sir?
Not really. He was more understanding than my parents.
So, less education, poverty-stricken family, no agriculture, no rents. This was the background of Padmashree. What do you think must be the motivating factor in his case to do something unthinkable in uniting people, starting non-cooperative movement?
Very early he realized, probably when he was just 23 years old, that access to finance or money is the biggest problem of Indian farmers. And they are already always at the mercy of money lenders in exorbitant interest rates. So he actually started the first cooperative society in 1923. And that he realized was very important for the farmers to succeed in life. And then he realized that with just access to finance was most important, access to markets, that the farmer controlling the price of their own produce was important. So he started gathering the farmers in 1948 to start a sugar factory, because all the sugar factories were owned by private parties and they were also exploiting. And most of the farmers who were not selling the sugar cane to the sugar factories were actually making jaggery, which they wouldn't get any money for. So, because the price was dictated to the market. So, a lot of farmers were committing suicide because they couldn't make money out of that. And the private sugar factories were adjusting the weighing balances. So, when a farmer sent 1,000 kilos of sugar cane, they could get only money for 500. And the private parties decided what price it should have. So, he realized that unless the farmer processes his own produce and has an upper hand in selling it, he would not be free of the clutches of poverty. So that's how he got into this.
So when he shared this idea for the first time, don't you think there was a lot of opposition from the farmers as this idea was
First time,
launched?
in fact, when he started with the idea, people thought it was crazy. Because he had to collect money, shareholding money from farmers. And a lot of farmers thought that he is crazy because how can an illiterate poor farmer think of starting a sugar factory and the plant had to be imported. In some villages actually people or children threw stones at him when he was going on his horseback collecting the money. That vedala, vedala. In some cases the farmers didn't have the money. So the women normally used to hear these stories in the house. So they used to come out and give their jewelry that.
That's
So
interesting.
that is the kind of confidence he generated in people that yes, we could do that.
So to have coffee.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm waiting for it.
No, I already poured it for you. So
So it is said that each person inherits certain qualities qualities from his parents or grandparents, from their parents or grandparents. Do you see any similarity between you and Padmashree?
Oh yes, I said whatever I am today, I implicate whatever I learned from him. And for example, every evening I had to write an account book on a small note. So I learned to write each and every penny we had to write for him. Every day he used to get the newspaper, so he made me read. Though he could read it, but he made sure I read. So, I mean, I can tell you so many things. Most important thing was his honesty. When he used to go travel to Pune meetings, he used to take the jowari or bajri flour from the home. He never ate in anybody's house. And he used to ask somebody to prepare the food for him. He always used to have, if he was going out for a day, he used to have his bhakri and some vegetable in his pocket.
So what was the reason for that?
No, he said, I should not be a burden on anyone and I should have my own food. I remember we had 2 cars. So whenever he came back from the work or sugar factory, and if he had to go for his personal work, he used to switch the cars. He never used so-called company car.
पण त्यांचा असा काय आवडता पदार्थ सगळ्यात फेवरेट फूड
His आवडता पदार्थ probably is दूध भाकरी.
दूध भाकरी इंटरेस्टिंग
आणि तोंडी लावायला चटणी.
ओके आणि असा काही प्रसंग आहे की म्हणजे तुम्ही खूप त्यांच्याबरोबर प्रसंग खूप असतील पण असा काही तुमच्या आठवणीतला प्रसंग आहे की जो एकदम आत्ताही तुमच्या लक्षात आहे
खूप आहे. ही स्टार्टेड आमच्या गावात प्रत्येक गावात भांडणं होतात. शेतीवरून होतात, बाउंड्रीवरून होतात, नवरा बायकोचे होतात. आणि तर त्यांनी गावामध्ये दिवाळीच्या पाडव्याच्या दिवशी गावाची मीटिंग घ्यायला सुरुवात केली. And he used to get everybody who had any problems in front of the village and he used to sort them out. So my village didn't have a court case for many years. I remember a case, there was a horse who had run away from the farmer, which is also by somebody else, but this I saw myself. And the man said, tell him mother, Gora Chorsa. So some guy said, "Hey, माझाच घोडा आहे." He said, "Okay." त्या घोड्याला मोकळं सोडा. ज्याच्या तबेल्यात जाईल त्याच्या शेतावर जर तो द्यायचा. So this I saw myself. So I mean, there are the way he used to deal with common sense. So that's what I learned a bit. Of course, one could not learn so much of common sense from him, but some of the things.
So I'm sure, sir, when it comes to your grandfather, you just go on and on. But sorry to interrupt you because we have some more guests coming on this show. Thank you very much for answering all the
Thank you so
questions
much,
so
sir.
candidly, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we have second guest for today, Dr. Manoj Naravde, Trustee and Secretary, Dr. Vikhe Patil Foundation, Pune. Welcome, sir, on the show.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Welcome.
Please.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Sir, it is evident that Padmashree was very much concerned about education. Was it difficult for him to start an English medium school that time when English medium schools were known for the affluent people of the society?
I guess it was a big task for him to start a school at Loni, in the middle of nowhere. I have read that when he went for the permission of English medium school, the permission was almost on the verge of denial by the authorities. And the reason they gave was, how can you start the English medium school in a remote area? From where are you going to get the teachers for those students and from where are you going to get the students? The reply Padmashree gave was, why a poor child or farmer's child should not learn English? I mean, it was a uphill task, but we could get that permission. He could get that permission at that time. It is the first English medium school, public school, started in the rural area.
पण इंग्रजी शाळेला प्रतिसाद मिळाला का लोकांकडून? म्हणजे त्यांनी ज्यावेळी स्कूल चालू केलं तर शेतकरी आपले मुलं पाठवत होती का शाळेत?
नाही, शेतकरी काय शिक्षणाचं तेवढं काय महत्त्व त्यावेळेस वाटत नव्हतं. इंग्रजी काय मराठी काय, पण पद्मश्रींनी घरोघरी जाऊन विद्यार्थी गोळा करून आणले शाळेमध्ये. शिक्षण हेच प्रमाण ठेवलं होतं त्यांनी त्यावेळेस. आणि त्याच्यातून परत इंग्लिश मिडियम शिक्षण म्हटल्यानंतर थोडंसं एक रेजिस्टन्स होतं त्या काळामध्ये, पण पद्मश्रींना त्यासाठी कष्टच घ्यावं लागले. घरोघरी जाऊन विद्यार्थी गोळा करावा लागला.
खरंच खूप मोठा विचार.
ते वेळी फक्त विद्यार्थी नाही, टीचर्स आणि त्या शिक्षक पण त्या म्हणजे इंग्लिश शिकवायला ते पण त्यांच्यासाठी खूप स्ट्रगल असेल त्या काळात.
होताच ना, होताच. पर प्रांतातनं शिक्षक आणावं लागले होते.
So you deal with management students. So for many years you are dealing with management students. So do you think Padmashree would have been the best management guru in this today's time, considering his unique skills?
Yes. पद्मश्री ऍक्च्युली कसं आहे, आपल्या MBA मध्ये म्हणजे मॅनेजमेंट शिकवण्यापेक्षा मी तर हा आग्रह धरेल की प्रत्येकाने पद्मश्रींवर, विठ्ठलराव विखे पाटलांवरची पुस्तकं लिहिलेली आहे. लढत भाग 1, भाग 2 शिवाजी सावंतांनी लिहिलेला, भूमिपुत्र, आणि आता ऑफलेट आलेलं 2001 मध्ये अरुण साधूंनी लिहिलेलं त्यांच्या सेंटेनरी इयरला द पायनियर. हे वाचावे. पद्मश्री यू कॅन फाइंड की ही इज अ परफेक्ट एक्झाम्पल ऑफ बॅकवर्ड इंटिग्रेशन, फॉरवर्ड इंटिग्रेशन. म्हणजे MBAचा जो काही सिलेबस आहे पूर्ण त्याचे कव्हर झालेला. पद्मश्री बहालही करण्यात आली होती त्यांच्या ह्या कर्तव्यगारीमुळे. तुम्ही बघा की ज्या वेळेस छोट्याशा खेडेगावामध्ये जिथे रेल्वे नाही, म्हणजे नो रनवे, नो हायवे, नो रोड्स, नो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, अशा ठिकाणी त्यांनी सहकारी तत्वावर चालणारा सहकारी साखर कारखाना आशिया खंडातला काढला. त्याच्यात कामगार आणि अधिकारी वर्ग आणण्याकरता त्यांच्या मुलांसाठी शाळा सुरू केली, त्यांच्या आरोग्यासाठी हॉस्पिटल सुरू केलं, इंजिनियर्स मिळत नव्हते, इंजिनिअरिंग कॉलेज सुरू केलं. म्हणजे हे इंटिग्रेशनचेच भाग आहेत सगळे मिळून. फायनान्स आला, जे टोटल काय म्हणू आपण त्याला, टोटल एक्सपान्शन जे आहे. MBA मध्ये जे काही शिकवतो किंवा जे काही शिकवलं जातं ते सगळं एका माणसाने
मॅनेजमेंट गुरु होऊ शकेल.
येस.
सर, नव्या पिढीला त्यांच्याबद्दल खूप माहिती मिळाली. तुम्ही जो पुस्तकांचा उल्लेख केला, तुम्हाला असं वाटतं की यातली काही पुस्तकं अभ्यासक्रमाला असावीत म्हणजे मुलांना जास्त पद्मश्रीबद्दल कळू शकेल?
नक्कीच असावेत. आणि इफ आय एम नॉट रॉंग, मला वाटतं बालभारतीच्या इत्या 6वीच्या पुस्तकामध्ये पद्मश्रींवर एक धडा होता, पण धडा हा फार छोटा होता. ती खंत आहे. खरोखर पूर्ण पुस्तक सिलेबस मध्ये घ्यायला पाहिजे.
So तुम्ही ग्रेट ग्रँडसन ऑफ पद्मश्री आहात, तर तुमची एखादी आठवण त्यांच्या तुम्हाला आठवण आहे अशी एखादी?
एक तर आम्ही बोर्डिंग स्कूलला होतो, त्याच्यामुळे मला काय आमच्या चेअरमन साहेबांसारखं काय भाग्य लाभलं नाही त्यांच्या बरोबर थांबण्याचं कंटिन्युअस. कारण आम्ही बोर्डिंग स्कूलला होतो. सुट्टीच्या काळात जे काही घरी येत होतो त्या काळात मग त्यांच्या जेवणाची जी काही हे होती, जेवणाची व्यवस्था जी होती, लहान असल्या कारणाने ती आम्ही मागायचो. त्यावेळेस आम्हाला ते गप्पा मारत, इकडचं तिकडचं काहीतरी विचारत, त्यावेळेस काही 1 आना 2 आणे असायचे, काही विचारलं बरोबर उत्तर दिलं की त्याचं काहीतरी बक्षीस म्हणून ते देत. आणि बुधवारी मात्र ते आम्हाला लोणीचा बाजार असायचा. बुधवारी मात्र आम्हाला ते गुढीशेव आणायचे. गुढीशेव काय थोडस स्वीट आहे, डाळीच्या पिठापासून बनवलेलं, रेडी इन कलर. कदाचित सर जास्त सांगू शकतील गुढीशेव बद्दलच्या रेसिपी बद्दल.
Thank you so much for interacting with us, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's welcome our next guest, Nandini ma'am, Joint Secretary, Director Schools Program, Vikhe Patil Foundation, Pune.
Welcome, ma'am.
welcome, Padmashree, ma'am.
Thank you for having me here. Please.
Please be seated.
Morning, morning, morning.
Please be seated.
Ma'am, you may not have seen Padmashree in person, but you may have read and heard a lot about him. What aspect of his personality has impressed and influenced you?
Yes, I've definitely not seen him or had any experiences with him. But with these two gentlemen, I have heard a lot about Padmashree and his life and the effect that he has had on everybody around him. The effect that it has had on me is that, and from what I've heard, is that he was a man who stood for social justice. At the same time, he was a very practical man. So practicality and social justice going hand in hand is what drove him for the good of the people in the surrounding areas.
Please have a coffee.
Thank you. Thank you.
As Director of Schools Program, you mainly deal with academic and administrative part of various schools. How do you ensure Padmashree's philosophy is incorporated in different schools under the banner of Vikhe Patil Foundation?
Well, our foundation is headed by Dr. Vikhe Patil, who lived his formative years with him, and the vision of the foundation is based on those principles. That the core of our foundation vision and mission, that is gender sensitivity, democracy,
Empathy,
empathy
yes.
and respect.
Yes.
I think that is what Padmashree was all about. And that is what we ensure through our activities, through our extracurricular activities, through our vision and mission statements, and when we recruit staff as well. We are very, very particular about the attitude that a staff member has towards community, towards service, towards education. And that's, I think, how we take this vision forward.
You must have read some books of Padmashree's. What was your most favorite one, or which appealed you most?
I have to be honest that I have not read a complete book about him.
Okay.
I started reading The Pioneer,
Okay.
but I think having lived with Sir and worked now for 20-25 years,
Yes, you need to
I have
know
first-hand
this, yes.
information
First-hand
of
information.
most of Padmashree's life.
Yeah. That's
There are more incidences which are not even covered in the book, which I am.
Yes, which we have been told about.
Which we have been told about by.
A couple of things which we would like to, because we started a school in Vinchur, which is a very remote and rural area. And discussion among the board was why should we start a school there? And my simple answer was Padmashree would have said.
Yes.
Why? Because there are farmers with cash-rich crops. With the same situation, what happened when the Dr.Vitthalrao sugar factory started. And he said, without education, this money is useless. And unless we empower the children, they cannot use this money properly. So the same thing we actually, if one would look at it from a perspective of business, then doesn't make any business sense because Vinchur is very far, staff doesn't want to come there, parents don't understand the importance of education. So we have to reinvent the wheel again. But we are there already and we have started a school in a remote and rural area. I remember I was talking to a student who is one of the famous surgeons of Pune. And Padmashree, realizing that poor children were coming, students were coming to study in the college, they didn't have money to even pay for food. No food in the hostel. So he was the first person in India to start something called Earn and Learn scheme. So students would come, work in the garden, in the lab, and could stay in the hostel. Then he sent all the staff members to all the farmers' houses and bostis, whatever, farm. and the holidays and collected grains from the farmers so that he could feed these children. And this surgeon was telling me that when Padmashree realized that there were some brilliant students, he told the staff members that select good students and gave them extra classes. And now that boy is one of the famous transplant surgeons of Pune. I'm giving one. The list is very, very big.
It's a very long list. In short, at least we are here because he was there.
Absolutely, sir.
I was talking to the Principal Secretary of Revenue, Nitin Kari. He studied in this English medium school. And he told me, we used to call him Baba. If Baba was not there, he would be sitting on the galla, the shop, and I would be behind the floor. So, so he has really empowered, and he was again started the first English medium girls boarding school in a village in 67, 68. Yeah, 65. And out of those, there are 2 MPs and 3 MLAs, and just name a few. So he believed that if girls' education is very important, because if you want to improve the country, you have to improve a village. And if you have to improve a village, you have to improve a home. And if you have to improve a home, you have to improve the status of a woman. And that can be improved only through education.
Absolutely.
So that's why we, like Nandini said, gender sensitivity, equality
All the
is
values.
very important.
Yes.
He actually had declared that anybody who would marry without a dowry, he would be wrong.
Oh.
And he did that.
सर एखादे म्हणजे बरेच वर्ष तुम्ही त्यांच्याबरोबर स्पेंड केले असतील तर एखादी अशी सगळ्यांनी मिळून तुम्ही लाइटर मुवमेंट काही आठवते का तुम्हाला की ज्याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही खूप म्हणजे there was a lighter movement in the family.
It was always like
I was like that's nice. मला प्रसंग तुम्हाला सांगा.
Yes, I was studying in a village, in my village. There was no electricity. And my father was taking my class in a pan chimney, it's a kerosene lamp. And he got angry and he hit on my head. So I went crying to my grandfather. He hit me. So he called my grandfather. He said, why did you hit him? He said, no, I didn't hit him. I just nursed him. So then I told my grandfather that you said big people don't lie. See, he's lying. So, so we try to imbibe, and you think in every situation for me, and when I'm sitting on my chair, I always think, what would Padmashree do in this case? When we do our decision making? Because I don't think he ever was personal, selfish. I don't think he ever made a selfish decision or a personal decision. It was never about himself. It is about the others.
त्यांच्या दृष्टिकोनातून म्हणजे पद्मश्रींच्या दृष्टिकोनातून is there any message for today's generation, in overall today's generation?
Very
message.
simple. Very simple. Live for others.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
for
much.
interacting and sharing, the moments or the time that you spend with Padmashree. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The second segment of this is rapid fire round. I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting round because I'll be asking you questions based on Padmashree's life. And there's a lovely gift hamper that is farmers produce. So I hope you all are ready.
Yes.
I think that he should get more points because otherwise he's going to win hands down.
We believe in gender equality, gender sensitivity. Which Padmashree started.
So here it goes. Which mode of transport used by Padmashree to visit nearby places?
Horse.
Difficult now because both of you have answered this
both of
question.
them.
But we'll see.
Yes.
Second question, what was the name of Padmashree's mother?
Draupadi. No, Gangubai.
Yes, sir gets the point.
Chairman sir has scored 2 points, Manoj sir has scored 2 points. Ma'am has not answered a single question. Next question please. What was Vikhe Patil fondly addressed as?
Baba.
Ma'am got
Ma'am
2
got
points here. Good, she has opened her mouth.
Actually, Appa. But
Genuinely, Baba.
Genuinely Baba. Okay, that's a
nobody
right
called
answer.
him Baba except kids.
so
Okay, doesn't matter. Give her a point.
Next question. Up to which grade did Vitthalrao study?
4th.
Okay, sir gets answer. Sir
In all, how many points?
has got 4
points.
now, and Manu sir has 4, and Nandini ma'am has 2.
Who's the author of the Marathi book called Sahkar Duni? It's a difficult
That's
question.
very
Arun, is it Arun Sabri?
Yes, sir, right,
Absolutely.
absolutely right.
Sir got 2 points. Was Vitthalrao addressed as Thorle Patil or Dhakle Patil?
Totally right.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Sir?
Vikhe Patil.
Okay.
He's right.
Ma'am is right, yes.
Because his
Nandini
brother
ma'am is
was
right.
the
Yes, Shankar Rao.
Okay.
In which year was the first cooperative sugar factory set up and where?
1948 probably.
Absolutely right, sir. Sir has got. Sir is leading.
Sir is leading, no, sir is leading with 6. Manu sir is also having 6 marks, and Nandini ma'am has 4. So there is a tie right now with sir and Manu sir and Chairman sir.
So there are some more questions. Let's see. Which prominent minister inaugurated the cooperative sugar factory set
Pandit
up?
Jawaharlal Nehru.
Right, sir.
Absolutely, sir. Right, that's the right answer. What was the name of the first English medium boarding school started in rural Maharashtra?
Tara Public School.
Ma'am gets answer, right? She said it first.
I said it louder.
Yes, very louder. Okay. Okay, so next question. Which university did award the DLED degree to Padmashree?
University of Pune, now called as Savitribai Pune University.
Or is it
Is it,
nowadays
No,
agriculture?
that was DSC.
Okay, so sir gets the answer, right? Manu sir has got the
That's the
answer.
DSC.
Next question. Which rivers flow through the area of Vikhe Patil? That's right, that's right. Nandini ma'am gets the answer. Can we see the score? Chairman sir has 6. Then Manu sir is leading with 10, and Nandini ma'am has 8 marks.
So Manu sir is leading.
Yes.
Congratulations, sir.
Okay, there are more some questions. Padmashree carried his dabba or food wherever he went. True or false?
True.
Okay.
All three
all
have
three of
answered
them
this
have
question,
answered.
so it's
Okay.
made us
Next question.
complicated.
Vitthalrao did not have the knowledge of herbal medicines. True
He
or
had.
false?
He had, true.
False.
False.
False. Nandini ma'am is the right answer. So the question was
It's
did not
false.
have.
Did not have.
The
I said he had.
Huh.
said
I said he had.
False is the right answer.
So question was asked whether true or false. So ma'am gets the answer right. So Nandini ma'am has
The
got the
advantage
answer
of
right.
being a teacher.
Okay, next question. Who was Padmashree's brother?
Shankar Patil.
Yes, right. So Chairman sir has got the right answer. And the last question for the round. Did Padmashree live in Lonibudru or Lonibudru? I think sir said it first. Yes. So let's see the score.
Suppose we are tied, then we need to have a tiebreaker.
Let's see. I think sir, Chairman sir, and all three are doing 12 marks. So that's it.
So we will share that.
Yes, we have to share it out.
Bring back fruit salad meeting. You all are invited.
Okay, so yes, so with this we come to an end of this conversation,
Thank you.
and it was indeed a pleasure with having aromatic coffee with all of you and reminiscing the life of Padmashree. And now let's have the winner gift hamper. We will have to share the gift hamper as all three are the winners. So
Okay.
so please.
All are right.
We all request you to sign on the mugs one by one. So we will request Chairman sir to sign first on this mug. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. This is from Manoj, sir. Please. Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much,
much,
sir.
sir.
This is from Nandini ma'am. you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much, all of you. I sincerely thank all the dignitaries for interacting with us today on the show. I hope all of you have enjoyed with us.
Yes,
yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
so
much.
much, sir.
Enjoyed.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
So this was a lovely show called Coffee with the Board. We have enjoyed with all the guests, and I'm looking forward to have some more shows with Vikhe Patil School, so Coffee with VPMS in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
all.
much.
Thank you for
Thank you.
having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the management, principal ma'am, the VPMS team and all the fellow students for cooperating with us and supporting us. Thank you.